Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today we have a video for you if you're looking to start a brand new army and want to do it on maybe a little bit of a cheaper budget. Now, Games Workshop do these fantastic little boxes called Start Collecting Boxes, which are an assortment of models sort of piled together aimed at starting off your collection for a new faction. What we're going to look at today, though, is we're going to look at armies you can build using just Start Collecting Boxes. There's a ton of fantastic Start Collecting Boxes out there, and we're going to look at a specific 5 that we think you can build a fun and at least decent army with using only Start Collecting Boxes. So let's get cracking into this. This is going to be 5 armies you can build with just Start Collecting Boxes. And so for number 1, we've got the Warhmmer Tribe Start Collecting Box, or as it's properly labelled, the Beastclaw Raiders Start Collecting Box. The Beastclaw Raiders Start Collecting Box comes with one of the dual kits that contains both the Stonehorn and Thundertusk builds of all varieties, whether that be Frostlord, Huskguard, or Beast Riders, along with a unit of 4 of the Mournfang Cavalry. This little box here, you can purchase about 4 of these to create a full 2,000 point army, maybe 5, and it will be not only a cheap and effective way to get an ogre army on the table quick, but actually a rather competitive choice as well. What's great is you have the options here to pick and choose and make some different variants and make all your boxes interesting. I mean, if you pick up 4 of these, you could actually not even build the same monster from any of the boxes and have different options. It's not till you get to your 7th box that you would actually run out of an option to get a different monster that you wouldn't already own. You can continue to buy this box again and again and again, and it still retains value. There's multiple builds out there you can do with a whole range of different things. Like, I honestly cannot recommend, I could recommend you buy 10 of this box to give you so many builds. It's not funny. And they go into a variety of different lists. Probably the most obvious one that would be is maybe a Boulderhead list in Warhmmer Tribes, which is a faction that actually gives all your monsters a lot more benefits. But there's also some great battalions in the Warhmmer Tribes book as well that help get the best out of your Mournfang Cavalry that you're going to require through purchasing these box sets as well. This really is probably the best Start Collecting Box out there, in all honesty, and if you're looking for a cheap army to get onto the table that's going to also be effective in game, then you can't really go past the Start Collecting Beastclaw Raiders box. Coming in number 2, we have the Start Collecting Ironjaws or Auric Warclans box set. So it is called the Start Collecting Ironjaws box set, though it is for an army known as Auric Warclans, or at least a battle tome known as Auric Warclans. Auric Warclans battle tome contains multiple allegiances, one of which is Ironjaws, and you can also put this Start Collecting box to action in a Big War army as well. What's great about this box set is it gives you a couple of great units and a cool character that can be taken multiple times, so you can build up a great little force built around this box set really quickly and easily. The War Chanter you're definitely going to want 2, and 3 isn't a terrible option for, and Gore Grunters and Ardboys you're just going to want loads and loads of to run across the table. You could easily do up some conversions with a bunch of spare parts from your Ardboys kit to convert up that Auric War Chanter into some of the other characters available to Auric Warclans as well, which is pretty cool. So a little bit of cutting of plastic, you can get a couple more units out of this box as well. And for me, the fact that you can play this in either Ironjaws or Big War gives you a load of different options to play with. Ironjaws is much more aggressive and has some really cool rules like, say, smashing and bashing, where you continue to attack if you actually wipe out your opponent's units, where Big War has an accumulative sort of war tracker and war points where you generate points and get extra effects as you play throughout the game. Both are really cool and interesting ways to play with this box set, and it is one of the coolest box sets out there. Also, just on the top of that, it's a really easy box set to paint because it's just slabs of armor and some green skin. Number 3, we have the Start Collecting Flesh Eater Corpse box set. Now this once again has a couple of dual kits in it which make for some cool variety when you're building up your Start Collecting boxes. You can once again purchase about 3 to 4 of these and you've got a decent army to play around with. You can purchase even more if you're going to the more monster heavy builds as well, as you're going to generate some summoning as well. So the big thing with this is that you're going to get your ghouls on the table, which are going to be your battle line. You can back them up with the giant monsters, whether that be terrorgeists or zombie dragons. And then in fact, all the larger sort of ghoul creatures you can see which are known as either crypt horrors or crypt flayers and a bunch of other things as well, you can actually use them as summoning because your Ghoul Kings on the Terrorgeist and Zombie Dragons actually summon that stuff out. It's a really cool way to play the army because this box set not only gives you your troops and your characters and monsters, but it also gives you the stuff you need for summoning as well. So once you purchase a few of these, you can play around with 3 monsters, some minimum ghouls, and actually have summoning to bring out those bigger ghoul models as well. It's a really fun box set to play, and Flesh Eater Courts are hyper aggressive, and this box set also makes a pretty competitive list just purchasing this box set over and over again as well. For me, once again though, it's the fact that you can build different characters and different things and monsters with this. You can build unridden zombie dragons and terrorgeists and have that character mounted there on the back of it. You can see in the picture actually be a foot character, or you can build up either the mounted versions of the Royal Terrorgeist or the Royal Zombie Dragon, both of them mounted with the Ghoul King on back. Same with the giant ghoul-like creatures, the Crypt Flayers and Crypt Horrors. You can actually build out of that kit. You can build a special character that comes and leads those particular types of units. This may leave you with some extra models here and there, but with all the spare bits and the Vargas bits you get as well in the kit, you may actually be able to build maybe a conversion and build up some cool models representing, say, a Smash Bat, or as he's more commonly known, a Vargulf. Number 4, we have the Start Collecting Fyreslayers box set. Now, this one you have to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole to be able to build the army in the correct way to make it work, but you can easily purchase about 5 of these Start Collecting boxes and make a really fun army built around the Magmadroths in this box set. What's really cool is you can build this around a sub-faction in the Fyreslayers army, one of the particular lodges you can take and pick, called Lofnir. Lofnir allows all your Magmadroths to get mount traits, which is awesome, and it also allows you to take an extra behemoth in your army so long as it's a Magmadroth. You get a bunch of other rules that all benefit around taking these Magmadroths and having as many monsters packed into your army as possible, but once again, the cool thing about the Magmadroth kit is it's got a bunch of different characters that can be mounted on top of it. It's got the Rune Father, the Rune Smiter, and the Rune Sons, who are a particular favourite of mine because they actually get better when they're working alongside each other as they both try to prove who is the better son to the father. What's even cooler though is if you choose to build a Rune Father on top of your Magmadroth, you get the Rune Son and the Rune Smiter on foot. And this works for any character you put on top, you get the other 2 on foot. So in this box set, you're actually getting 3 characters for the price of 1, and you're also getting some Hearthguard Berserkers, who are your basic battle line troops as well, and they can have a variety of different weapon options, whether that be dual hand weapons, dual picks, hand weapon and pick, or hand weapon and shield, or pick and shield. A bunch of different weapon options, which makes them really interesting and fun to continue building. The one thing with Fyreslayers is generally they do all sort of look alike, and this is maybe a critique of them, but I think with many Magmadroths as sort of the focal point of your army, you can make this army look really awesome, and it can be quite a fun hobby project as well. And it's not terrible on the table as well to boot. And lucky last, number 5, well, you should have seen this one coming. If you've been following the channel for a while now, you'll know I'm a big fan of the Scourge Privateers. And so number 5 is the Start Collecting Anvilgard box for Cities of Sigmar. The Start Collecting Anvilgard box has my favourite army in the game in it. So we have Scourge Privateers, which are probably best used inside an Anvilgard army, though they do make use of being able to be played in both Misthaven and even Harkuron as well. What's great about this box set is it gives you the troops, it gives you a chariot, and it gives you a monster, which is also a dual kit, along with the chariot actually being a dual kit as well, which can be turned into Order Serpentis units. And you get some Scourge Privateers, which are interesting models to build. They've got a ton of spare bits and also have a few different weapon loadout variations. You can purchase this box, and while this one here doesn't amount as easily to, say, a 2,000 point army as the ones previously, you can purchase 3 of these and you've probably got 1,000 to 1,250 points of an army ready to go. What's great about this is in Anvilgard, your monsters here, the Charybdis and the Warhydra, both become battle lines, so this removes any restrictions on having monsters when you're building this army. You can also use the spare Black Ark Fleet Masters you acquire to either make your chariot unit champions look that little bit cooler, or potentially convert them into some other heroes. You'll have some spare staves and stuff like that, so you can easily turn them into some seafaring wizards potentially, making sort of the only hole that really this box set doesn't get. And so you can use this and build up a really cool, fun army, though it won't quite get to 2000 as easy. Though if you continue to purchase this box set, it will eventually get you to 2000 and it will be decently playable, but maybe not quite as competitive as the ones before. But definitely, if you're looking for a cheap way to get an army on the table, this will get you 1000 points nice and cheap and quick, and it'll be fun to paint as well to boot. Well, there you have it. That was 5 armies you can build using Just Start Collecting boxes. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you'd like to come chat to me more and other members of our fine community, you can do so by following the link down in the description to our Discord server, where we've got plenty of hobbyists, new and old, there chatting Warhammer all the time. While you're on YouTube as well, why not go check out my featured channels section, where I've got a bunch of other fantastic Age of Sigmar content creators linked who put out a bunch of content ranging from battle reports, tactical analysis to tactics, and even some lore videos as well to boot. Lastly, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who supports the channel financially. Thank you to James, AJC, JC, Christian Weir, Philip Ward, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, James Crowder, and Chaos Spawn. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel, guys. And if you'd like to help support the channel like these fine gentlemen do, you can do so by following the links down to the many ways you can help support the channel financially, either to Patreon, to YouTube members, or to our Ko-fi. Thank you all for supporting the channel. Thank you all for watching once again. Stay safe, everyone. Stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.